Hello, and welcome to the Postal Pleasures channel. Today we're going to take a look at a very small envelope of mixed world stamps. I have quite a few of these envelopes that are produced by various stamp retailers. A lot of these are probably fairly old. You can tell by the coloring of the Glassine envelope. I'm sure a lot of collectors have seen these envelopes from the various stamp companies. They would be sent out on approval, so you would receive maybe several envelopes of these stamps. You would look through and decide which ones you wanted to buy at the price that was listed on the envelope, or in this case we have a code number and there was probably a sheet alongside it to know what the price was. Generally you weren't allowed to split them up. I've never bought them that way, but I've certainly had to receive them and had to send them back. These usually aren't high value stamps. Maybe if you build a relationship and buy a lot of consignment, they start sending you better stuff, but generally it's entry level stuff that typically is your minimum value per stamp, and sometimes it's a little almost I feel almost disingenuous. In this case, I just opened this one yesterday and it was a set of, here they say set of 11, but actually the stamp set is a set of 12, and they're all about 20-cent value, current value, except for the last stamp, that 12th stamp that's not in here, which is about $4. So, they could have, listed it as a short set, maybe been a little more honest about it, but still fun stamps, and I was happy to receive them. Never heard of the Goliath Stamp Company, not sure if it's still in business. I believe Kenmore still is. So let's dig in. This is 18 mint stamps from 18 different countries, and there's no guarantee. I didn't get this directly from Kenmore. There's no guarantee that that's what's still in here, but it does say British colonies, and what I can see through there, through the Glassine here, looks like British colonies, so we'll see. I buy a lot of larger stamp lots, and these certainly could have been replaced, but in this case, they're probably what it says they are. So what do you get in one of these envelopes? It's a little bit of curling, but nothing that won't flatten out. So first we have a Turks and Caicos, and looks like it's a piece of artwork on, I can't get it close enough to see it, but it's from 1977, from Turks and Caicos. And then from Vanuatu, we have this essentially photograph of a fish. And then from 77 here, we have one from Antigua. That's an island in the Caribbean. So Christmas scene looks like Madonna and child, mother and child. And possibly another Christmas scene. 1973, if my eyes are correct there. Dominica, 2 cent. And looks like another religious one here. Easter, 1977, from the Grenadines of Grenada. And I just did a video on the Grenadines. So there's Grenada, or actually no, it wasn't Grenada, it was Grenada, it was St. Vincent Grenadines. Grenada being below that. So I think there's probably some of those islands between St. Vincent and Grenada, which belong to Grenada as the Grenadines, and some that belong to St. Vincent as the Grenadines, or maybe belongs the wrong word. I think they're probably their own separate legal entity, but I'm not an expert. So here's one from Grenada, and see Toulouse, probably the artist there. 75th anniversary of death. And here we have St. Lucia. It's another island in the Caribbean, so lots of Caribbean islands here, although I don't know that Vanuatu is. I suspect it's not. So 77 Christmas. Seychelles, so that's not going to be in the Caribbean. And we have bicentenary milestones in U.S. history, so it's going to be the Alaska Purchase. Federated States of Micronesia. That is interesting. That might be my first stamp from there. And just a funny anecdote. I years ago had a GPS in my car, and when I would travel for business to Texas, they have a lot of roads that start with FN, and my GPS would always take that abbreviation and report it as Federated, take a left on Federated States of Micronesia, and then of course the street number, which was very entertaining. So we have here an Egypt official, a Christmas island, with what appears to be a snake. That's pretty neat. A Malawi with a fish. A Nauru. That's not one I see very often either. Not that you see Christmas Island that often. Cook Island. I have a couple Cook Island stamps, but not a ton. What do we have? Republic of Maldives. You know, again, these all look pretty much like 70s stamps. Fiji. Old Town Hall. And Cayman Islands. Another mother and child, and that's a 1969. And lastly, we have this wonderful flowering tree from the Solomon Islands. That's great. Let's add them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So in this case, I do think we got what it said was in there. And, you know, assuming that this wasn't too much money as a beginner lot, you know, I'd be pretty happy with it. It's got some nice topicals, and it's a great variety of countries which probably produce a lot of stamps, but I don't think most of us see a lot of the stamps from these countries in our day-to-day life or even in our collections unless we focus on them. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short video, and if you'd like to see more videos, please consider subscribing and following my pages. Thanks again.